Hi everyone, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I've got an Instagram, Bookstagram, which I use to talk about books and my love of books, and I've been doing that for about a year now and I love it. So I thought I'd come here and chat books on BookTube as well, because why not? For my first ever video, seeing that it's the end of the month, I may as well do a November wrap up with you. The first book I read this month was Beauty by Bri Lee. I really loved this. I can't recommend it enough for women out there. If you're not a fan of non-fiction and essays, I'm not sure if you'd enjoy it. It does have a lot of research. It's in an essay form, obviously. It's just really interesting and about society's beauty standards and why women feel the need to do what we do to our bodies just to look beautiful. Really interesting. Highly recommended. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. The next one I read was Island on the Edge of the World by Deborah Rodriguez. I enjoyed this one. It was a lighter read. I was expecting a more intense read. I had never read a Deborah Rodriguez before. I realise now that's not what she does. She sets her books in these exotic places and she creates this really fun stories. I recommended this one to my mum because I think she'd love it. It's sort of that women's fiction, but light, and it touches on big issues too, but it's not a heavy book. So I think a lot of people might enjoy this one. My next one was How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy by Jenny Odell. I love the premise of this one. The attention economy is everything on our phone that demands our attention constantly, and it's resisting that and being able to just be in nature and do nothing and not take a photo of it to put on Instagram, because otherwise what's the point of going to a beautiful place if you can't take a photo and put it on Instagram? So I really liked the moral of the book, but it was very dense and I found it took me a long time to read. I think I was reading this one for about 3 weeks and reading other books in between, because I'd pick this one up at night, and the research and some of the things that she talks about is so dense and she goes off on a lot of tangents. I'd start to fall asleep, not in a way like, oh, this book is so boring it sends me to sleep, but you know when things are just really dense and they just don't capture your attention, it just makes you asleep. But I actually recommend it if you're interested in this topic, just to have a flick through maybe and have a look at some of the bits that interest you. I think it's really interesting. I wouldn't really recommend reading it from cover to cover like I did. I think it just comes across a bit detailed and verbose. No, a really nice idea though. The next one that I read was Hadamar, The House of Shudders from Jason K. Foster. It was better than I expected. I don't know why, I just sort of was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. It sounds really tough, emotionally sort of thing. And that when you tackle these sort of huge issues, you're not sure whether they're going to do it well, whether you're going to enjoy it. So it was a tough read. It was very well written and very impactful, but it was just a lot of bad stuff happens. Obviously, the book is all about Nazi Germany and a young black girl that is sent to the House of Shudders in Hadamar, which was a real place during World War II. And it's where they sent not the Jewish people, but the disabled Germans and the Germans that didn't fit the Aryan stereotype, the Aryan standard, which is the blonde, blue-eyed, white skin. So this young black girl is sent to Hadamar, and it's really sad. It's based on true stories of everyone who went there. I believe this black girl in this book is not actually a true person. I don't think it's based on one specific true person, but it's just really sad. I would have expected to cry, but I didn't, and I feel like so much bad stuff happens. It was just nearly overwhelming, but I still really appreciate the book because I knew nothing about Hadamar. I knew nothing about the House of Shudders, and that's why I like to read. I like to learn about new stuff that I didn't know before, and that's what this was. I wouldn't recommend this unless you're in for an intense read. And the last book I'm including in my November wrap up, even though it's sort of, I'm halfway done, and by the time I post this video I might be a little bit closer to the end, but I'm really enjoying it. It's Salvation by Peter F. Hamilton. I was meant to read both Salvation and the sequel, Salvation Lost, in November. That didn't happen. November's just been a bit of a crazy month, and it seems to be like that for everyone. I haven't been able to read as much as I normally do. This is quite a big book too. It's 530 pages or something. I'm really enjoying it though. I was worried when I first got it. I do like sci-fi, but I haven't read a lot of hardcore techie sci-fi stuff, and that's actually what this is. When I read the first page, I actually panicked and I was like, oh my god, this is really techie. It's about space travel and aliens and spaceships, and it's all going over my head and I don't know what's happening. The prologue is just 4 or 5 pages, I think, of these aliens in this spaceship, which scared me. And then it goes to the main story, which is from the point of view of humans. I think it's in about 200 years from now. We've got all these new technological advances, and we've got portals, and cars are nearly obsolete because we just portal everywhere. So really cool ideas, and he's done it well. He's put a lot of thought into it and possibly a lot of research, I guess. Some of the book does go over my head, talks a lot about techie stuff, but I appreciate that he's put a lot of thought into it. It's like he's created this whole world of 200 years later from now in his head. I'm really enjoying it actually, and I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm really excited to read Salvation Lost too. So that is my November wrap up of 5 books. Not great. That might be a year low for me. But anyway, let's hope December might be better. I doubt it. There's always so much happening in December. It could be even worse. But anyway, let's see how we go. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good day, and I will see you next time.